and kind of take those 2 gold loot zones entirely to himself, especially because up there by Yueshan, he does have access to those portals where he can very quickly get lower into the map and start to look to pressure some of these other fights. As things start off here, we're going to see J Team's PST going head-to-head with KLA's T225. T225 not really in a great position with no armor under their belt here. Pair nunchucks under themselves here, but they just have got to break away from this fight with J Team's PST here. Try to find some sort of armor advantage for themselves. Unfortunately, they're not going to find anything there. They've kind of got to loot on the go while they're trying to break away from the PST here. The F being invested on the side of T225. I don't think T225 can really do too much here. J Team's PST, yeah, going to find the scale rush and pick up their first elimination of the game.
Yeah, able to get that one nice and sorted for themselves as Mike getting bullied out here a little bit by Railgun. Railgun putting the pressure in onto Mike. Mike trying to just play the breakaway game here. Like you said, likes to play around those armor swaps, but this time hasn't been able to find that opportunity on the start from Railgun. Making it even harder to get away as he is pinned against the wall. Mike goes down. Railgun able to secure a very easy kill onto him. Didn't really see the setup or what happened there to kick that one off, but Akami is in the area as well. And Railgun is going to get turned onto here by Akami, who has got the purple Fang Sword. Just looking for a good opportunity to use it. Just looking for an opportunity to start this one up as Railgun going to dodge away, throws the fan out, gets a bunch of damage off onto Akami's armor, and just strips it away in 2 quick chops. Akami has to play this way better than that because he is going to get taken down. Quickly armor swaps into the blue armor, and now he's the one with the advantage versus Railgun. Railgun trying to find an opening, but he gets caught in the uppercut, and this could get dangerous. Instantly pops that F. Railgun trying to survive, trying to turn this one back around, but Akami, now he's the one getting turned onto, loses a bunch of his armor, just going to dodge around the fans, and now strips through the armor so quickly, just like that. Akami has got the damage onto Railgun. Railgun in some serious danger, but Akami getting turned onto. Akami does have his F to use. His ult is going to pop it, and now gets some damage down. Is about to get the F back as well here from Akami. Throws it out, heals himself up. Actually, it's Railgun to go with his first. Now Railgun is getting himself turning back around with the staff, with the reach he has on that weapon. Akami losing all of his armor once again. Akami gets caught out. He's low HP. Railgun comes online with 2 quick kills.
Love to see it coming in from TE's Railgun here. It's starting off hot with the 2 eliminations. We move over to WBG Spider's about us. Action. Spider with a very clean scale rush onto Action. Finds the follow-up. Action going to be forced to invest the F early. Spider looking for the follow-up there on the R&B off the staff. Will invest the pillar from the ultimate to get the guaranteed hit to find the follow-up into the charged R&B. 0.9 off the staff to clean up the elimination on about us Action. As we now move over to XCG's Wang Liang in his ult here, looking to get some value down onto GG Sha. Sha, as soon as he sees Wang Liang look to go bot side here, immediately going to go up, and Wang Liang with no ult on the back foot here is JT's PST keeping the pressure up here, looking to find their elimination going forward here. Wang Liang just getting chased out here. We're going to see our favorite tower Ballista Watch playing out here, where these players look to play ring around the rosy, but it's PST who finds themselves in the sights of GG Sha, who's extremely low. Sha doesn't even want to give chase. He's just got PST right here, is going to keep the pressure up. PST trying to find something there with the nunchucks. You see PST constantly throwing out the horizontals there. It means he's looking to find that trigger. He has a little bit of gauge there so that if somebody clanks onto him there, he will be able to push the weapon to the side, and you can almost guarantee a follow-up off of that there with the nunnies. So what happens is you see Sha, every time that horizontal hold comes out, Sha just breaks away so that he's not in range to possibly get picked up by the trigger. So Sha playing that extremely clean into the nunchucks. Moving over now, Sha looking to come in there with the musket shot off the grapple, doesn't find it, so Wang Liang will find a huge hit there off of the fan shot. Now with the freeze available, looking to come in, almost catches it, but doesn't find the freeze on Wang Liang. Well, this time the pillar comes down though, and Wang Liang will be able to move to the pillar, is going to feel forced to go in. Sha does have a single freeze left, but because of the situation they're in, it could be a disaster for GG Sha. There it is. He's gone ahead and invested that final freeze out, and now we will see the fight break out into the favor of the Faria player, because Sha doesn't have a way to lock him down. Just going to look to play ring around the rosy, while Wang Liang also finds himself a full reset here. Going to look to potentially collapse onto Sha here soon, but he doesn't have long left in the ult. He doesn't find any value out of it. He goes for the cannon shot, but he is going to demech here very shortly. There it is. Now it's going to be a strictly neutral fight between the likes of GG Sha and Wang Liang back here on Ballista Tower.
Yeah, it looks like a third party is joining in, though. It's Spider with the fan. Spider's had a very slow game, very slow day for himself so far. Only got 3.6 points, one of which is scored in this game. So Spider has some work to do to catch up to his rival Mike. Parry coming in. Quick swap out for the pole sword, and Shah is frozen. The kill is almost taken away. The question is who's going to be able to want to pick it up. It's going to be Spider with the pillar, securing himself the kill. He gets into the mech, does not want to be dealing with this one. Wang Liang, Wang Liang's just going to run away. Okay, Spider decides not to full commit there with Wang Liang hanging still. Spider's just going to use this mech as an opportunity to reposition and move to safety. Has got that cannon on the high ground, so it's been very hard to push up onto Spider. Spider playing this nice and slow. Has got a full pot off, so full armor, full health for himself. Can Spider push up anymore? But now, though, we're going to cut over to Mike, who is in a fight versus Frostivus and AS. It looks like that one is actually cooling off as well. So all of the action has simmered over here, Rune.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Spider plays that last fight out very smart as well. He knows that the player he picks up the elimination on was in a vulnerable state. He has no idea what that Faria has in the back pocket, what their ult charges on are at, because of the way he third parties into that fight and the Faria disappears so quickly. He could have looked to commit onto that fight, but given that he had popped his ult first, he would be at a massive disadvantage if the other player had their ult in the back pocket, given that it was a Faria into Faria matchup. So what does he do? He goes ahead and just takes the full reset, backs away, goes airborne, and it gets up on that tower with the best opportunity to take as much movement as he can. But here we are, our first set of Realm Yang. It's going to be OUG's Mike versus JL's AS going head-to-head, and then you're going to see KLA's T225 going head-to-head with EWG's Arano. Doesn't look like anybody else yet heading into the Realm of Yang. Mike on the bot side here, looking to potentially maybe find some early musket shots, but no, AS comes in with the scale rush, doesn't hit Mike, but will parry out of Mike's follow-up here there from the nunchuck. Mike gonna swap to the hung sword here, investing the pillar early, not finding a ton of value out of it, but will find a full combo off of the hung sword onto JL's AS with the re-grapple follow-up here. He might be able to find the infinite. He's gonna bump him on the side though, which means he does drop it, so AS lives to fight another day. No. He will find that charge RMB there off of the halberds. He wants to go in. Mike's gonna get into the pillar. AS here has a pretty good opportunity if he can have that ultimate online, but Mike finds the hit. He just needs one more. AS will get the ultimate online, which means he just gets to keep the pressure up here onto Mike. This may go to time. Both of these players may end up going out of here, out of the Realm of Yang with the Yang depletion, because this is what we see time and time again happen between this matchup between the Zip. But no, Mike's gonna come out of the pillar already. Zip, no ultimate either. 19 seconds left. Somebody needs to find some sort of advantage in this fight, but they're just ducking and weaving under those horizontals. Mike finally finds an intro into the fight there off of the Hong Sword, but AS with the F is going to get some healing back up online very quickly. 6 seconds, here we go. He's got the ult again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, AS unkillable now. Both of them are going to be heading out with the Yang depletion.
That character ain't right, man. That character ain't right at all. Too many times you get your ult up, too many times you get your F up, so much healing. To be fair though, Mike had no business surviving. He lost so much HP. Now, cutting back to the action outside, Wang Liang, very low HP himself, is being frozen down. This could be the end of days for our mech here. Wang Liang in some danger, is going to drop down onto the low ground, but as soon as they come out, they're just going to be bullied and harassed. As you can see, all of these shots landing onto them. They're just trying to use this opportunity to heal, but Arano keeping the pressure up onto Wang Liang. They're going to jump out, they're going to de-mech, and that could be one dead Farah. Is able to actually somehow break away from the pack, because it feels like half the lobby is here, if not all of it. Wang Liang gets into an invisibility bush, and they're going to be able to pot up quite comfortably. Nobody comes through and spots them. Oh, Kave, that was close. Wang Liang doesn't have any healing pots, though, most crucially, so they were able to get their armor back, but they're still incredibly susceptible to going down here. A couple of bad shots, and this could be end of days for Wang Liang. They're able to break away as somehow the attention has been turned away from them. Arano freezes here. No ultimate available. Axion keeps the pressure up, and down they go. Eliminated from the game. Mike hunting onto Wang Liang, knowing that they've got this debuff on, and Wang Liang is just actually cooked here. This is so doomed. Tries to get the damage onto Mike. Mike gets the parry. Cleanses the debuff. I talk for a living, by the way. Gets the debuff cleanse for himself as AS Same thing could be happening here. They need to find a kill for themselves. They're going to heal. They have got that F coming up in a second, though. They get the pillar brought out down onto them, and AS is going to quickly pop the F. Can they keep the damage onto AS as they are ticking the healing up as Jin is just landing the shots in, and they're just juggling AS around like a tennis ball. Down they go.
Oh my goodness.
Jin secures the kill, and now TTD5 could be next up on the menu for them to try and fight here. Has got that freeze available, is actually going to pop it, and is looking for the kill onto them. In the meantime, we see a J-Team player get taken down. The freeze comes down, and TTD5 is taken out by Jin. That would be the birds might pop. But oh my word, so much action in such a small period of time.
I love it. This is why this is such a good change, right? This is post Realm of Yang, because these players don't just have a free bloom to go lock on. There is risk to taking the Realm of Yang, and you get to see these frantic fights break out. And this is originally why Yang was introduced to the game, right? The mid game became very, very stale when it was just a couple of players playing heroes who had abilities to basically just lock down Morse Blessings for free. If you weren't playing one of those heroes, you just kind of had to go hide while you waited for those buffs to disappear off of the map. So you got a very slow mid game. Now, with the same thing, we introduced Yang to really amp up that sort of mid-game playstyle, to also give players another option to take a high-risk, high-reward fight in the middle game. And because of that, it was a really, really good introduction. I mean, we all sung the praises of Realm of Yang coming into that Worlds. But before we go back to that, we'll take a look here at the replay between EWG's Arano, KLA's T225. T225 just locking this up. Arano is going to catch the freeze here, but T225 holding on to a strong position here. He's got the pillar right nearby. He's able to get into it. He's going to look to get some damage down onto Arano. Going to go for the cannon shot. Now just going to kind of play the guessing game. Will be able to catch the damage off of the wall back onto Arano. Arano gets the other freeze here, but is able to find the prediction and cleans up the elimination. But again, it's such a good change, right? Because now that they can't stash these soul blooms, the game doesn't slow down in this midsection anymore. Because typically what we would see, players would go into Yang. Yang was very exciting, and then things would just stall out until second Yang, because every player who died, just like, cool, I'm going to go back, I'm going to get my soul bloom that I stashed away, and we're Gucci. We just keep playing slow. Now, you're forced into a situation where you have to fight, which is why Yang was put together in the first place. It's why Yang depletion exists. I love to see it. It really is forcing these really frantic fights. And what happens is it opens up space for players who don't typically dominate lobbies to find some extra eliminations for themselves. And likewise, players who typically do absolutely just dumpster lobbies to find themselves in a situation where they're on the back foot, where they're capable of making mistakes because they are panicked about cleansing that Yang depletion.
Absolutely. Well, Mike and Spider, the two rivals going toe-to-toe inside this Realm of Yang here. Immediately, Mike opens with a parry onto Spider just to get in his head, but Spider does get a little bit of additional damage down onto him. Mike with the halberds doing so much work to Spider's HP here. Has still got that pillar, is going to call it in here from Spider. Spider going to try and pick his weapons back up, but not actually going to get that opportunity. If Spider catches him in the uppercut, is going to just do so much work, calls in the pillar. Spider goes down. Mike just played that flawlessly.
Yeah, great plays there coming in from Mike as we take a look. Mike going to choose which buff here. I'm assuming White Tiger's Prowess. Given that he is on the ferry, a really strong selection here in solos. Yeah. And it looks like, yeah, he is going to lock in that White Tiger's Prowess for himself, that extra healing coming through as he looks to go out.
It's super interesting, actually, between solos and trios, because in trios, White Tigers, at least for the first couple of weeks, was just completely avoided. I think like one team prioritized it, and it was actually a Rising Draco Storm, mixture of Draco Storm and Mythic Might. Were kind of like the buffs people were taking, but as the split's gone on, we start to see more and more people pick up White Tigers. In solos, I totally get why White Tigers is like the one, especially in zip hobbies. Like zipping with White Tiger just must be impossible to kill. Like, how do you actually kill that? That's like infinite sustain. I don't think there's a weapon that does enough damage to beat through that sustain.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But speaking of sustain, WBG Spider, if he wants to sustain himself in this game here, needs to find an elimination, but he's not off to a good start. His Baldas actually finds a huge carry, and the re-juggle off of the ground. Oh my goodness, Spider lands the pillar, but doesn't actually even get the hit onto Action. So Action just keeping the pressure up here. Spider trying to break away, look for a full reset here. Unfortunately, he's investing the ultimate just to stay alive while he's got the Yang depletion. This is what we talk about, right? This is where you start to get hectic. tactic, this is where you start to make mistakes. You've burned your resources out, and you've got 2 minutes and 55 seconds to get a Soul Bloom. It's a really bad position to be in, but you just have to take the fight. You have to hope that against all odds, you're just the better player here. And you have to aggressively pressure it. And that's what Spider's doing here. Battle's Action really trying to go at it there. And he's going to find himself on the receiving end of Spider's longsword. Action going to pop the ult. Spider playing the keep away game, but crucially not going too far. He knows that he has to keep the pressure up and he has to find this elimination realistically he wants to stay in. But unfortunately for him, we're going to find GG Shaw, who's in the exact same situation, showing up. And Shaw's got his ult and his F. This is an absolute disaster for WBG Spider because Shaw has everything he needs in the back pocket here, his full health, and has caught Spider between a rock and a hard place. Spider just trying to get airborne here and keep the movement going. He needs to find a reset. Shaw keeping him from doing so, though. Spider, every time he starts a pot, Shaw's right there behind him. Yet again, on the inside here, it looks like he might get this one off. Shaw tried to get the read to go to the outside. Spider took the opportunity to find a pot reset here. Now going to come in and forced to use the F as Spider. It keeps the pressure up. Spider might find what he needs here. Going to go for the carousel. We're going to see the longsword slash come in to drop it, though. Shaw now, with the ultimate, needs to come out. He knows Spider's low. He has to aggressively take this. But it's going to be Mike who actually gets frozen out. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. GG Shaw going to go down to KLA's T225. WBG Spider with 1:30 seconds left remaining on his Yang depletion.
Yeah, he really needs to make something happen here, but everybody is just going in for the reset. No Soul Bloom for him. That's been taken away. Spider has to go aggressive really quickly. Is going to see all of the players. The whole lobby is just scrapping here in this location as Mike is in low HP. Has got that White Tigers for just a tad longer, but is now going to run out. Needs to reposition away. Jin is the target for Spider here, but Akame able to secure the kill. Spider finds himself frozen up. 1 minute left. There is golden armor here as now Jin is desperately trying to stay alive. The pillar gets called in and Spider secures the kill. Able to just about cleanse himself for 50 seconds left on the clock. 5 players left in this game. Oh, wow, that accelerated so quickly. TT25 runs into this ute here, grabs the golden armor underneath everyone's nose, and it's just going to full heal, full reset, and just get that golden armor for free. Break away while Spider keeps the pressure up here on to Railgun. Railgun trying to get away from Spider, but Spider's unable to get it. Everybody just fighting around the tent right now. Just feels like one little opening and someone is going to get hounded by the whole lobby, but does look like everyone is just going to back off for now. TT25 honestly getting away with murder, walking in and getting that golden armor for free. And his loadout, golden fan, golden nunchucks. This guy is, they're gold, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an insane lobby. I love it. The changes this patch have been so good for the competitive meta in general. But T225, as we cut back to a replay between them versus GG Shaw inside the realm of Yang here. There's nunchucks putting in work. Gonna find the pillar there with the re-hit there off of the nutties. And there we go. You see them holding that horizontal again for the opportunity to get the trigger off. They have the meter. They're looking to find another clank here. The freeze is coming through. Shaw not really able to capitalize on the freeze, though. And there we go. We're gonna find them hold that, the overhold into the release. KLA's T25 comes out on top. Now on the outside, we're gonna see TE's S Railgun on the move here, doing a little bit of moving, schmooving, and looting as we get ready to head into zone number 5 in the next minute and 22 seconds. Spider trying to do some shopping. T225 gonna come in though, catch a grapple onto him. Spider just gonna take the reset. T225 gonna move away. Spider getting a couple of resources under his belt that he's desperately going to need heading into these final moments of the game. There's that Zone 5 Bane Breath we talk about dropping down as well now. So many of these players going to look to slow it down because we are into our top 5 left remaining here in our 3rd game and our final game of Hollow Roth of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 5 players left. Just a real waiting game to see who kind of sparks off the next bit of action. To be honest, it's probably going to be the zone moving because we're actually down to 5 players. There's still a fair amount of time left. Still 8 minutes left in this game, so there's a lot of space in this zone. Another 30 seconds and it will start to move, and then once we start to see less and less space, depending on where the zone moves is going to be the real thing, because if that zone moves away from all the buildings, there is less room to escape to, so it's way easier to take out these zips. They can't just keep you at arm's length. And Frostivus, he's finding it the hard way. The nunchuck damage is absolutely brutal. This zip will not survive for long if TT5 keeps the pressure up onto them. It's going to knock them back. Spider trying to find the cannon shot to Frostivus. Misses that next shot. And somehow Frostivus is able to get away. Another mech is called in, and it's TT5's this time as he turns the shot around. Oh, Frostivus is going to be so happy the attention got drawn off him there, because that was super close, as TT5 is going to continue to pressure out onto Frostivus, switching out into Cannon Fawn once again, unable to get the shot off onto them. The rest of the team actually shooting into the back of the mech here. TT5 wants to get some healing done. It's just going to hit Railgun a couple of times with the cannon just to send them packing. Make sure they know that they can't just kill them. TT5 full healed though. Going to be sitting quite pretty here as Railgun jumping in onto KLA's TT5. I don't know if he's going to be able to take that, especially with the F back to make sure he doesn't get jumped onto. But Phil got the lobby have decided they got a bone to pick with this Pharah. TT5 needs to be careful. Scale rush upwards coming out here from Railgun, just avoiding getting himself countered or parried at this point, as the Zips are actually starting to be the ones to do the bullying here right now, as TT5 loses all of his armor. Now he's in some serious danger. Finds a parry onto Railgun. Gets the turnaround damage thrown down, but he's still the lower HP. He's still not the Zip, so easier kill for them. Looking for the damage, but another parry comes in, and Frostivus secures the kill with the pole sword. That puts us down to the last 3 players in the game.
Yeah, absolutely huge on Frostivus there. You know, typically what you do with the nunchucks there is you actually throw the blue behind you and then turn the gold focus meter dump into the player there. But TT25, feeling cornered, panics. He throws the blue to the direction of Alliance's Frostivus, and Frostivus is one of those players who understands parry timing extremely well. As soon as he sees that he doesn't turn that away, Frostivus instantly cancels up into that parry, gets a clean parry, finds himself a set of legendary nunchucks, and picks up an easy elimination for himself. I mean, absolutely huge there. I would call that a player mistake on the part of TT25, because again, the nunchucks are such a safe weapon because you can start that meter dump. That blue at the very beginning is the only focusable part. You kind of flick it away from your opponent and then turn the meter dump back in. He aggressively just throws it into Frostivus and is immediately punished for it.
Absolutely. Well, this is the first time we've had all of the Zips, almost all of the Zips, in the final circle. Normally it's only one, so this time they ganged up as a team. Made a gentleman's agreement that they will take everybody else out of the lobby. And even though this game, theoretically, I think any other lobby would actually finish early, I think even with this open zone, I just think the Zips are not going to be able to really do much. So they're probably going to wait this out a little bit, wait for the zone to close up a little bit more. As Frostivus jumped into the zone there, so take quite a lot of zone tick damage. It's going to heal back up as Akame not going to spot them, and Frostivus now gets the full heal off. I assume they're just doing a little bit of scavenging, putting together whatever they could. Has got that F though, so there you go, full health.
Yeah, Frostivus playing this really smart. You know, he waits for Akame to break off the body, knowing that Akame probably can't carry everything that was on the body. So he goes to the zone, takes a safer approach. Akame breaks away, and it gives Frostivus the opportunity to maximize the resources that he has heading into these final moments. And this is a triple zip final zone. You're going to need as many resources as you can possibly get if you want to stall out longer than these other zips coming through here. Akame, Frostivus, TE's S Railgun, all just looking to take control of this in the final moments as we get ready. We are 50 seconds away from Zone 6 collapsing onto Zone 7, and these players being forced on top of one another. But the question is where's the zone going to fully collapse there? If the wall comes into play, things could get very weird. Lots of options for scale rushes as well as separating these players. We see Railgun going down. Looks like he's thinking about the Spirit Well, but the Spirit Well is just too close and open on that side of the zone. I don't think he wants to really pressure into it, given that he does have golden fan, golden armor here. There's not really much he can get out of it. He's just kind of zoning potentially the other players away from finding some extra loot. Frostivus with the purple armor, legendary nunchucks in the back pocket. Akame with the legendary pole sword, purple armor under their belt. It is 2-2-2. The game is tied up here between all 3 players.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a waiting game, unfortunately, at this point. As much as we want to see the action, we'll have to wait for this zone to really force it out for them. They are getting drawn closer and closer together. As you can see, the zone creeps ever closer towards them. Frostivus is just going to play this on that low ground away from all the buildings in the terrain. And this does actually leave a lot of space because of the fact that we got a zone inside the edge of this village here. We actually are going to see that more and more the zone is going to have terrain for the players to hide and sit in, basically, at this point. As the zone has closed up again, it's going to take a little bit more before the zone fully closes. So it's just a bit of a waiting game as they are just finding shots off on each other, waiting for an opportunity to open up. As Frostivus inside the tent needs to be a little bit careful. The zone's going to close once again. Going to force them ever closer. 1 minute till the zone goes for its next move as Akame loses a fair amount of HP here. The cannon shot's actually starting to rip through the health bar. They're getting hit on, actually. Akame loses a lot of HP there. Has to use the F just to stay up. But this is very much a survival game. Who's the one who's going to get the most bullied and the one who's going to get harassed by the rest of the other two?
Yeah, double cannons coming in from Frostivus and Railgun is a real problem for Akame because they just can take so much damage no matter where they head into any of these huts or anything like that. I do believe Frostivus out of repair kits, though, as he swapped to the pistol. He hasn't been trying to take those cannon shots. So Railgun in the power position here, just continuing to pressure the damage onto Akame. Akame on the inside, and see, this is what I'm talking about. Those cannons really making it difficult to utilize this terrain in any way to get away and try to break off for a heal here. And Railgun knows it. Railgun with one repair kit is going to take the opportunity to get that cannon back online. He knows it's his only advantage here as we have the final zone collapsing down. He needs to find some damage into this fight pretty drastically with the cannon. That legendary fan as well. Akame just top looking to charge up there with the pole sword, and we are just going to play a waiting game. Everybody going to try to go airborne here. Everybody trying to play for survival. It is 2-2-2. Nobody wanting to give up any sort of ground. Frostivus is going to get double grappled out. The cannon shot going to come down. Frostivus is able to avoid
that parry.
The damage off of the railgun. Get a huge hit there from Akame off of that legendary pole sword. Frostivus coming in, though, able to find some huge hits on the nunchucks as well. Yeah, the ult's coming through there from Railgun. Railgun just trying to stay topped up, let the other players fight. Frostivus, though, gonna find his ult now as well. This is gonna be huge for him as he's in a strong position. Akame goes so low. Frostivus is able to pop Akame's ult. Railgun able to get the elimination, though. We're gonna see the bloom come through, but I think it's gonna be Frostivus. No, it's gonna be a two-way tie for first place.